back, everyone. Welcome back to the remainder here of the quarterfinals of OlimoLeague 2024 November finals. We are here with our PvP. The first mirror matchup of the night, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the red Protoss player. For Team Liquid, it is SKillous. Nikita, let's go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player. The blue Protoss from South Korea, representing Weibo Gaming. It is herO. Here we go. So do settle into our Protoss once again. All the starting maps on in the quarterfinals are on Amygdala. They all do begin here on Amygdala. As our players do move out with their probe scouts, and I'm curious how aggressive we plan on being on this map. Again, the map is quite vulnerable when it comes to trying to defend your third base. Short rushes by ground as well. I'm curious if either one is willing to go for a proxy though, because it doesn't really feel like there are too many proxy options and too many proxy locations as the probe does move out and is setting up here for a scout. Okay, does move out for a scout. Meanwhile, SKillous just going for his 2-gate opener. 2-gate opener out of herO, 2-gate opener out of SKillous. Probe comes in, and herO will confirm the build of choice. Now, what is crazy, what is bold, is that SKillous has not scouted. Zero scouting by SKillous. He has no fear. He has no idea what's going on, and SKillous doesn't care. Nikita, no fear, Papi, no fear, as he's just getting into his build. Just getting into his opener. Won't really be hiding his pylon. I mean, it does hide the pylon further back in the main, and herO may overreact. I'm curious if herO will check further back in that location. For now, though, is looking for that second pylon, has not found it for the time being. He's just being a nuisance here, trying to force some inefficient mining. Oh! The probe gets stuck, takes an extra hit. You see herO? Yeah, he finds it. He does maneuver over towards the right-hand side. He does find the second pylon. herO knows. herO knows he is safe and sound. Does pull away. Is going to be double Stalker here by herO. Meanwhile, SKillous opening up Stalker Sentry. So herO can be more aggressive, he can be more assertive. Double Stalker can lead into a third and fourth Stalker as well to reinforce across the map, to just rally and to commit. SKillous, meanwhile, going for a more macro opener instead. Going for a setup for an expansion. As it is going to be double Stalker into not a third and fourth Stalker, but double Stalker into double Adept. So regardless, it is going to be aggressive. Stalkers are moving out to poke and prod at the front door, and Adepts are moving out to reinforce and to get into a mineral line. Two Adepts, of course, they one-shot probes. They one-shot workers. They can wreak havoc if they get in. It's going to be on SKillous to keep up. We'll see if he can. Ooh, probe goes down. Probe does fall. Likewise, herO poking forward, trying to pick off a sentry if at all possible. But runs into the army, respects it, backs off. Does back off. Likewise, Adepts are on the way, but they are spotted by the hallucination. Meanwhile, shout out to the giant creep tumors that are slowly dying over time. Ay, ay, ay. They're slowly bleeding out. Adepts have arrived. They do threaten a shade. Oh, and so far SKillous, he does wall up. He does wall off. So far, SKillous, he is maintaining himself. Setting up a robo. 2 more shield batteries. SKillous, he scouts. He confirms that there is an expansion. He knows that there is no all-in, but still a very safe build here by SKillous. A robo, what does that mean? That means early robo production, early immortals, early detection, and can go for an early war prism to try to harass. I'm curious if he does go for it. We'll see if he does go for the prism. But now the SKillous, he is holding on, and it's the observer first. Okay, just again, just really safe play out of SKillous. Oh, it does overextend though. One Stalker goes down. That should not have happened. Yeah, slip up there from SKillous. Meanwhile, he's going to be saturating his natural. Likewise, herO threatening a shade towards the main. SKillous does wall up, and he does defend. So far, so good. SKillous, he is maintaining himself. Likewise, herO continuing to shade. This does force SKillous to keep supply pinned back at home as well. Meanwhile, herO did open up Twilight Council into Blink. So faster Blink for herO, faster Immortals for SKillous. And because SKillous is already playing defensively, third base. Third base is on the way for the red Protoss player. herO, he will scout, he will confirm, and the pressure is going to be on herO to apply pressure, or to be active. But the problem is that SKillous is going to have defensive immortals. First immortals on the way already, so even if herO has a higher stalker count, I mean, the one immortal makes up for that. The one immortal here can make up for a stalker deficit, and SKillous can hold. herO going for a later third. Blink is almost done. See herO getting to his own robo, getting to his own detection just in case. Snipes the observer. And herO, he needs to be active. He has blink and he has to gain value for it with it. And he can. Meanwhile, SKillous skips blink. He just skips it entirely. Twilight Council's done, and he's going into charge instead. So he's skipping blink stalkers, going immortal into charge, into Archon. Likewise, hero's also trying to keep up. Again, when it comes to blink, there is a lot of micro potential here, but we see that herO is not really being too active. I mean, it's also difficult because what can he really do if he is active? He can maybe get a pylon. He can maybe try to bypass the army and get into the natural. There's potential, definitely. But for now, herO, he's just staying back. Is staying back, is respecting the position here of SKillous. He's respecting it. So good. Here he's holding his own. Oh. Sniping the scouting. Getting to more gateways. The economies are neck and neck. I mean, SKillous does have a slight economic advantage. And he's getting to his third immortal. Massive gateway explosion. That's 8 gateways on the way. Aye, aye, aye. It's going to be 10 gates in total. Temple Archives. That's going to be for Archon production, of course. Getting to charge the Archon Immortal. And herO, both players at least, are going for the gold. So, a very passive kind of game, actually. herO, he was being active early on, but we're very much so slowing things down. The game is slowing down, and we're just macroing up. When it comes to our tech paths, I mean, both players are on the right road. You know, charge lots and Archons and Immortals. Both players are getting there. Obviously, SKillous does have a massive Immortal lead. That can be a factor in the next fight. herO, again, I still feel like he needs to gain some kind of value here with these Blink Stalkers. Is moving out, does find a Zealot. Rocks are being knocked down. We are reaching the 8-minute mark, which means that these, the debris, I should say, is about to, by itself, just crumble. SKillous getting in position. Is spotted. And can herO even fight this? Okay, it's only one Archon. Only one Archon. Basically, the way this works is the Archon counts as the charge lots, the Immortals count as the Stalkers. Well, there's only one Archon, so herO, he can still pop off with his army. Likewise, herO only has one Archon as well. With the lower Archon counts, these Zealots, they have more value. They have more potential. Zealots, they do hit the gold. Distracting SKillous. herO saturating his own. Getting into another Archon. He's getting there. He's getting there as SKillous. He does knock down those rocks. Still being active. At least trying to. Knocking down the rocks, pushing towards the center expansion. At the same time, herO, he does hit the gold. SKillous out of position. Not where he needs to be. Nexus doesn't go down, takes a lot of damage. And the main armies, they do clash. Zealots, they charge before they get a surround on the first Archon. One Archon goes down, second Archon takes a lot of hits. But herO, he's running out of Zealots. Nice force fields. No Archons. Oh, there we go. Archon does drop, Prism goes down. And herO, he takes down most of the Zealots, but now it's going to come down to the Immortals. The Immortals are pushing forward. They trade him well with these Stalkers. And herO has to back off. Does kill the expansion, but herO, he has to retreat. He cannot fight this head on. herO races back. SKillous has map control. Still has those 3 Immortals. Still has Zealot reinforcements. And herO needs Archons, and he gets them just in time. The Archons, they are morphing in. And they're ready. Nice blink back here from herO. Archons move forward. And herO, he can take this fight. Yeah, massive Archon volley slash juggling here with the Prism. Saves both Archons. Mortals are pushing forward. Oh, the juggling! Once again, saves the Archons. Mortal comes in to reinforce, and SKillous, he overextends. Yeah, big overextension, but he had to. He lost the gold, so he had to commit. And herO, he blinks forward, chases down the Stalkers, going for the Prism. And can he get it? He can. Prism is started. Prism goes down. Zealot reinforcements will overwhelm herO. But he's got his own reinforcements. I'm loving the surrounding his own units. He protects them. Does protect. Does commit. And with that, SKillous is up against the wall. He lost the expansion. He's down in the economy, down in bases. He's able to reinforce with more zealots. But herO, he's got plenty where that came from. And you can see now the disparity in supply. It was close, it was neck and neck, but we saw that one false move, one wrong move, and SKillous was out of position. The gold base goes down, and now herO's snowballing out of control. Is snowballing out of control here. Going for another warp in. Again, these are warp ins that herO can afford. SKillous less so. As GG gets called, herO overwhelms, and herO takes game number 1. GG. herO does take a lead in the series. Again, it was still a very tense and very close game overall. It was very neck and neck up until the moments where SKillous was caught out of position. If you remember, SKillous, he moved to the north. He was knocking down rocks while herO snuck up on the gold. He snuck up on the gold base. He was able to get a better angle. He was able to take down the base itself. He was able to take the fight. In the end, SKillous actually outtraded herO in that big engagement, but herO killed the expansion. And that forced the all-in, basically, out of SKillous, and herO time was on his side. He could back off, he could reinforce, he could replenish his Archons, and take a better fight defensively back at home. So in the end, GG, well played. herO takes the lead, and now the pressure is on SKillous. As a reminder, it's a best of 3. Best of 3 series here. It's going to be on SKillous to bounce back. It is his map choice, and he has options. Frostline, El Dorado, Ley Lines, or Whispers of Gold. And we have the answer. SKillous is going for Frostline, aka Snowpiercer. Okay. Is going for a much larger map. It makes sense. If SKillous, if his goal and if his confidence lies in his macro and his mid to late game, then it makes sense to go for a larger map. We can force out, or we can try to force a longer game state. And have less chances for him to be caught out of position and for an army to sneak up on him. So this does make sense. As we are getting into game 2, filing in. We are all filing in. Oh boy, and we'll see if SKillous can recover here. I also appreciate that in-game, SKillous's portrait is the Carbot High Templar, and herO is the Carbot Zealot. It's just, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Nice. Yeah. Not enough players have their own, like, unique portrait like that. I mean, some of them, they just use their own faces, right? From, like, BlizzCon portraits or IEM portraits. But, I appreciate the Carbot. Here we go, we're getting into game 2. Hopefully not the final game of the series, but the pressure is on. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Frostline, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Weibo Gaming. Leading the series 1-0, it is herO. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the Red Protoss player representing Team Liquid, it is SKillous. One more game is all he needs here to bring it back and to force the ace match. SKillous, I mean. Meanwhile, I say one more game. The pressure's on. He needs this game to force the ace match. Meanwhile, herO only needs one more to win the series. Uno más, Pat. Uno más. Here we go. This time, SKillous moving up with the probe. It makes sense on a larger map. As a reminder, SKillous was cutting corners in game 1. He did skip the probe scouts. He had no real concern as to what herO was up to. But on a large map like Snowpiercer, there are just so many locations to proxy that SKillous needs to be more secure. This time, incoming is coming with the scout. Fun fact, this time herO does not scout. Bold move. Bold move by herO. Doesn't flinch whatsoever. Just calming things down, settling in. No fear, man. No fear. We do have a SKillous rotating between the bases. Dip in between them. And of course confirms that the pylon is where it should be, back at home. Meanwhile, herO sees nothing. herO doesn't probe scouts, so he is playing blind. We know that SKillous is not proxying, but herO is somewhat in the dark here. So herO has to piece it all together. herO is gambling, and he's even opening up double stalker and not even sentry. This means that herO will not be able to have a hallucination scout, but what he will have is an army. He'll have an army to move out and to poke down the front door. There it is. 2 stalkers move out, and the pylon misses it. He doesn't even waste his time with the pylon. Does leave it alone. Stalkers, they waddle across the map, and there's a 3rd and 4th stalker on the way. Pylon gets cancelled. SKillous doesn't know what's coming. SKillous most likely can assume that it is going to be a sentry-based opener, but he doesn't know. No, he went for a sentry expand. Sentry expand out of SKillous into double sentry. He doesn't really have much firepower here, but he has a shield battery on the way. Shield battery is on the way. It's under fire. More stalkers maneuvering across the map. Sentries, they take a lot of hits. The shields are being stripped away. But here we go. Stalker has arrived. Likewise, backup stalkers for herO as well. And he attempts to overwhelm. Up. Force field on the stalkers. But herO, he commits. He gets 1. He gets 2. 2 sentries, 1 stalker. Better trade for herO. And he's still reinforcing. Proxy gateway as well. herO, he commits. He is expanding. Don't get me wrong. This is not all in. But still hyper aggressive. Reinforcement with 2 more stalkers and with sentries, more importantly with force fields. His goal here, force field the ramp. Lock down the army. That was SKillous' force field. Slowing down the push. herO waiting it out. Poking in once again. 2nd shield battery is done. SKillous holds. SKillous is holding on. More sentries morphing in. herO, he wants to try to break this. We'll see if he can. I mean, in a head-on fight, he does have more DPS, but he's pushing into 2 shield batteries. That's the problem. Gateway's finishing up. Hallucination is denied. There are the force fields. And here he's pushing in. Yeah, he locks down the army. And SKillous, he cannot keep up. He has to pull the boys. He's forced to pull the boys. Stalkers are going down. Sentries are going down. And now there's only probes left. Not like this. Immortal has arrived, but that's going to be 6 probe kills. Oh my god. And he can't keep going. Adepts get across the map. There is the defensive warp in. SKillous getting his own value. Immortal under fire. He locks it down. But there's a shield battery. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The Immortal will still fall. Does trade with the Stalkers. Does trade. So SKillous is holding on. 2nd Immortal has arrived. SKillous, he survives. Worker counts are neck and neck. herO with a slight lead, 38 to 36. More adept shading across the map. And with this Immortal, I don't think herO can actually break this position. It's going to just take far too much. SKillous, he sneaks out. Sneaks out towards the natural. herO, he triggers the shields. A big moment for herO. A 2nd Immortal has arrived. herO, he commits. He dives in. Does start down the 1st Immortal. Does fall. Going for the second. Oh, he has to respect the probes, though. He has to respect the Immortal. Has to pull back. Still gaining ground, killing more probes. And this is critical economic damage. At the same time, Adepts, they do get across the map. They're killing some probes, but not enough. And this is still getting out of hand. As 11 workers fall, SKillous is trying to hold on. Adepts, they commit to the shade. They dive with the Immortal. And the Immortal, it survives. Oh my god, the NG overcharge barely keeping it alive. SKillous is holding, barely holding on. SKillous calm down, has to pull back. Did fully wall off. Oh, he's going to be having some inefficient mining here in the main. Morphing in more sentries, does have an Immortal on the high ground. Glaive's finishing off a herO. herO likewise also walled himself in. Jeez, that's a lot of Adepts. That's a lot of Adepts shading on the army. Gets the Immortal and gets everything else. The Immortal on the high ground is putting in a lot of work. Oh, he gets knocked down. He gets knocked down. GG gets called. There's just too much to handle, and herO will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played, herO. He will advance on to those semis, and actually, herO, he has his next opponent. Up next is going to, or I should say, the semifinals. It is going to be herO versus Shin, an XCJ versus CJ match. No boy. The nostalgia, Pappy, the nostalgia. But regardless, congratulations to herO again. Just hyper aggression from herO. Was able to break SKillous barely then and there. You saw that SKillous was so close to holding, building up more Immortals over time, getting into his own Adept count, his own Sentry count as well, but it was just barely not enough. I even love the wherewithal that SKillous had to counterattack with Adepts, who was getting a lot of economic damage, but still not enough. Still not enough, Pappy. Aye, aye, aye. With that, GG well played. herO does advance on, and up next, we have our next series. Oh boy, it is going to be a TVZ between Dark and Clem. Let's go. So in the upper semifinals, it's going to be herO versus Shin. Again, XCJ match. Love to see it. Do love to see it. But we also have the lower semifinals that we are still yet to determine. We have Bjorn waiting for the winner of this series. It's either going to be Clem or Dark. This is going to be a fresh best of 3. Our players do need some time, though, to get their webcams ready for the main feed for the Korean stream. So webcams are going to be set up. And for now, we are going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we will have Dark versus Clem. It's going to be a banger. See you soon.